Your favorite Voice America Talk Radio Network shows and hosts are in your car, outdoors, and wherever you need them to be. Listen anywhere. Get our mobile app for iPhone, BlackBerry, or Android at the Apple iTunes App Store, BlackBerry App World, or Android Market.
The following program is being brought to you on the Voice America Empowerment Channel. For more information about our network and to check out additional show hosts and topics of interest, please visit voiceamericaempowerment.com. The Voice America Talk Radio Network is the worldwide leader in live Internet talk radio. Visit voiceamerica.com. The views and ideas expressed on the following program are strictly those of the host or guests and do not necessarily reflect the views and ideas held by the Voice America Talk Radio Network, its staff, and management.
It's time to get your business in gear. Do you feel that sometimes you're in the right industry, but you're not attracting the right clients? Well, let's figure it out intimately with Tammeron is a 1-hour show presenting you with simple and basic tips to help you create a more intimate, fulfilling business and personal life. Now, here's your host, Tammeron.
Welcome to this fun-filled interactive hour with me, Tammeron. I've created this show to provide you, my listeners, with some of the top experts in the world who can help us all create more fun, passion, and intimacy back into our personal and professional lives. After being an entrepreneur since I was 26 years old, raising my 2 kids, volunteering in my community, and privately educating myself through online courses, books, and self-development seminars, I realized that I have a huge range of knowledge to share with you. And as a motivational business speaker, my passion is to share my intimate stories and allows me to work authentically with other people in their business. And I also realize that I attract people just like me who are a divine mirror of my life. Entrepreneurs who are trying to find that healthy balance in their life. People who are visionaries, passionate, and highly sexual in nature. There are ups and downs to having all this beautiful energy that swirls around us. And we tend to be very creative, and we have a million ideas whipping around in our heads, and we love challenges. We want to work with other like-minded people and be successful. But sometimes there are issues that come up. Things like we attract many people who want to work with us or just hang with us. How do we manage ourselves and our time effectively? How do we represent ourselves in business to show our true brand? And how do we work effectively with other entrepreneurs to create affiliates, joint ventures, or even equal partnerships? This seems to be a huge trend right now. And join me as I interview amazing guests, offer live business coaching, and give you an opportunity to hear what coaching is all about in business. And many entrepreneurs believe that their business is different than someone else's, and I agree with this statement. Yet, I want everyone to understand that the reason why you are successful or not in your business is because of how you think and feel about yourself. Your business as an entrepreneur is about whom you believe yourself to be. And using this as the core of your business, I can teach and help anyone how to make their business better. And if you'd like to call in or ask questions, the number is always toll free at 1-888-346-9141. You can also email me at tammeron@figureitoutlive.com or hit the email host page here on my homepage on voiceamerica.com. So for now, sit back and enjoy as we all learn how to become more intimate in your business to understand what is really going on and how to see every aspect of your life. And this includes your personal relationships that just might become better too. What a great way to live. So today I have no guest. It's just myself once again. And these days where it's just myself, I've got to say time flies by. So I just love being here. Today, the title of our show is called Learn to Let Go in Your Business. I've kind of touched on this a few times in other shows a little bit, but today I'm really going to focus this on, let's focus on what's not working in your business so that you can play the bigger game. And it's crucial as an entrepreneur because I know I've just relaunched a business with a partner myself. And you know what? You get all these ideas together, you get everything going, and then you just got to try it. You just got to wait and see. And you got to learn that, what we believe, or maybe what I believed might be awesome, may not be what our target market is actually looking for. So as we get things rolling, it seems a little bit scary when you decide you've got to start learning how to let go. And when you can learn how to trust the process of letting go, that's when the magic starts to happen. So I'm going to talk about different aspects of letting go and how we can play the bigger game. So there's going to be different components I'm going to be talking about in the show today. And I'm going to be sharing some personal stories as well because I just love it. Today, I've pulled 2 cards for the show. I trust my gut, I trust my instinct, and I felt actually I needed to pull 2 cards for the listeners and for myself. Sometimes these cards show up just for me as well. I believe there are no accidents. This is from T. Harv Eker's deck. And the first card that came up, it says, be accountable for everything in your life. Rich people believe that they create their lives, and poor people believe that life happens to them. If you want to be wealthy, you must believe that you're the one causing your success, your mediocrity, or your struggle. All right, so that's really a powerful card. And it's true, there have been moments where I've caught myself thinking that I couldn't change something. It was just like, that's the way it is. And when I learned how to let go of that way of thinking and just allow myself to just sit and meditate, and I've talked about meditation as well on the show, when you can just sit and just focus on nothing, new ideas come. And when we get out of that fear mode, we might think of other ways to be represented in our business so that a different form of an income can come in your business, all right? So that is how you can create a difference in your life. So we're going to talk about that today. The second card that came up is about decide that you are worthy. So it says here, if you say you are worthy, you are. If you say you're not worthy, you're not. And either way, you'll grow into your own story. So understanding your worth in your business. So we're going to talk a little bit about delegation today. Again, you've got to understand the value of your own time as an entrepreneur because yes, we can do it all. But the only way you're going to be able to move in your business if you start letting go of some of those little things that anybody can learn how to do. And you focus your time on doing other things such as marketing, networking, and just being out there to represent yourself because you can't always wait for the clients to come to you. People don't know what it is you're doing. So you need to get out and you need to be speaking to more people. So we're going to talk about that today as well. Okay, so I love those 2 cards and they ring true for me too. I've had my moments of those. So thank you, T. Harv Eker, sharing your Secrets of the Millionaire Mind cards. I love tarot cards. So I've got different ones. Okay, so what I want to offer for you guys as well, and I'll be talking about this throughout the show, is 10% off any of my business workshops. They are one-on-one workshops. They are 2 hours, or I have a full 6-hour workshop called Business Intimacy. So if you tell me that you've listened to the show, whether you email me or just let me know, I will honor 10%. So that's a value of over $110 Canadian. All right. Go to my website, tammeronsplace.com, check out on my workshop page, and you will see I'm the expert. Who am I? Or my full 6-hour Business Intimacy program. All right. So today, what things are going to happen in our business so that we can actually play the bigger game? Now, I talked a little bit about delegation. All right. So when we can delegate and let go of some of the little jobs, what that does is it starts to open up more time for us to represent ourselves in our business in different ways. And me, being a teacher, a visionary, what I feel is that in order for me to allow more people to understand why I do what in my business. So again, when people understand why, they're willing to come back or they're willing to support you, is to teach. And one of the best people that I ever worked with about using this concept was a business coach that I hired. Her name was Margie Bieswanger. So if you guys would like to contact her, please let me know. Email me as well. And what Margie taught me was that inside of every single one of us, she believes that everybody has a purpose, And what she can do is she can take the stories of your life and the concepts and some of your greatest teachings, whether, you fell victim to something and you had to learn something, that you can actually take all of that knowledge that you've had and you can create signature programs. Now, that was an amazing gift for me to find someone like that, because what she understood was that someone like me, like I talk about in my intro, is because I'm a visionary, I have 1,000,001 ideas in my head, and I didn't know what to do with it all. So if you're new in starting your business as well, what do you do with all this information? How do you decide what you're going to pick and what you're going to choose to do? All right. So once you've launched your business, again, you can step into a bigger game by teaching how you did that. You can teach how and why you want to pass down your knowledge. You don't have to give away your knowledge and how all the information that you've put together, but how did you actually come up with all that information? And it's very interesting because our first day that I launched a business here with a business partnership at the end of June, we had someone come in who was from downtown Toronto, which is a larger city about an hour south of us here in Bellefontaine, Ontario. And what happened was this guy was wowed by what it was they were offering in our business, and he wanted to run the same sort of business in the big city. He had the money, he had the suppliers, he could buy the equipment, but what he was struggling with was how we actually created our menu. How did we come up with the ideas, and why? Why did we choose the things we did? Because that's what not was his knowledge. So again, there is divine knowledge in there. Okay, so you can pass down your knowledge to other people. Now, if someone is about to start a business, what I remember was that I had to hire multiple people to help me start my business. I had to find someone who could do my books. I had to find someone who had the time to go to restaurant equipment places. I had to find people to help me paint and decorate, because as much as I love to do it, I'm not a pro. I had to find out people build my menu. I had to find people to teach me how to do my food costing. There were all kinds of people that I genuinely had to hire, and that requires a very specific knowledge. That could also be something that you teach. How did you find those people? What types of questions did you ask those people? How come you decided to hire those people? This is all knowledge that can be shared with other people who would love to have a business very similar to yours. It doesn't necessarily have to be a duplicate. So it's very, very interesting how we can look at a lot of our life experiences, whether we are successful or not, but just how did we get there? Because for a lot of people, they have ideas, but they don't know where to start. And once you give them the tools, or you give them that fishing rod, they're going to be able to continue on by themselves. All right, so there's huge opportunity there. And sometimes we are already in our business so much that we can't see our strengths in some of the tools that we've already learned that other people don't have. Okay, so again, this is how you can pass down more knowledge and teach. Once you've created something, you can teach other people how to do the same thing that you just did. All right, huge opportunity out there, especially if you are in the self-development, if you're in the health and wellness industry. That is a huge industry out there right now. So you know what, teach from other people, or learn, pass down your knowledge to other people who are willing to learn as well, because there's so many components to it. All right, so that's very, very powerful. So that's one of the ways that we can definitely play the bigger game. I'm going to be talking about 2 other ways that we can play the bigger game when you want to let go of some of the smaller things in your business so that you can build your business and make it something more powerful and really hone in on your true gifts, okay? It gets you out of the business, and now you're outside of the business doing other work and helping others and sharing that knowledge. So it's already that first commercial break, so I'm going to take it now, and when I get back, I'm going to share a little bit more info on how you can let go in your business. So just to remind you, this is Tammeron, and you're listening to Let's Figure It Out Intimately here on the Empowerment Channel. So stay tuned for more after the break.
Follow us on Twitter at VoiceAmericaTRN. Get the lowdown on guests, new shows, and your favorites. That's VoiceAmericaTRN.
Do you feel that you are in the right industry of serving others, yet you are not attracting as many clients as you would like? Magic happens when anyone brands their true self as the forefront of their business. I am currently looking for entrepreneurs who know they have a calling, yet feel as though something is missing. Yes, sometimes we're in our business every day that we can't see our own gifts and uniqueness, and that is where I come in. My gift as an entrepreneur is that I was struggling with the same issue, so I hired other business coaches to help me see what I couldn't. It was an enduring, difficult self-discovery, but it was well worth it. It catapulted me to capture my talents and use them to help other entrepreneurs. And here's how I can help you in a way that is so unique, authentic, and super fun. I am looking for guests to be live on my radio show who are willing to share what they feel is their biggest problem in their business. And I will help you figure out what is the core issue and catapult your business forward. Contact me, Tammeron, through my host page on Let's Figure It Out Intimately on the Empowerment Channel now.
Have you ever noticed that sometimes life just feels easier, especially when judgment of you or anyone else ceases to exist? What if you could function from that space all the time? What if gratitude is the key? Every time you are grateful for someone or something, a new universe opens up. What difference can you create in your life and the world from the energy, space, and consciousness of gratitude? Join us on Access Consciousness Presents Beyond Saying Thank You every Tuesday at 12 noon Pacific Time on the Voice America Empowerment Channel.
Your favorite Voice America Talk Radio Network shows and hosts are in your car, outdoors, and wherever you need them to be. Listen anywhere. Get our mobile app for iPhone, BlackBerry, or Android at the Apple iTunes App Store, BlackBerry App World, or Android Market.
You've tuned into Let's Figure It Out Intimately with your host, Tammeron. Want to be a guest live on her show? Email Tammeron at figureitoutlive.com. If you'd like to call into today's program, please call us at 1-888-346-9141. That's 1-888-346-9141. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. This is Tammeron, and you're listening to Let's Figure It Out Intimately here on the Empowerment Channel. So I just want to remind you guys, check out my Facebook page, Tammeron's Place for my business, and Tammeron J. Karam. You can check that out personally. And my new business that I launched a few weeks ago was called Tonic. So check us out on Facebook. We have lots of great information there on how you can come out on the weekends and purchase all dairy-free, gluten-free, and vegan delicious snacks, smoothies, fresh vegetable juices, and everything is organic. So this week we are launching our sandwiches. So we've got some awesome sandwiches coming out and some amazing cookies that are absolutely delicious. So we've been sampling for 2 weeks, so we're pretty excited to have that coming on. All right, so today I just want to remind you again, if you want to look at any of my business intimacy workshops, or I work one-on-one with entrepreneurs specifically, you'll get 10% off by mentioning this show. Let me know by email or when you talk to me. So 10% off for 2-hour private workshop is a value of $110 that you get off, or my Who Am I workshop, or you get the same discount for my business intimacy, which is a full 6-hour program. All right, so very exciting. And if you need to check that out, please remember to go to tammeronsplace.com and check out the workshop page. All right, so in the first part of the show, I was talking about what is a way that you can play the bigger game in your business once you've launched your business and you're ready to start delegating and to bring in more income. Again, it doesn't matter what we've done in our life. If we really are passionate about what we do, I guarantee you there's somebody else that wants to do the same thing that you're doing, but needs that knowledge that you have on how you actually may have even created it, or how you're running it, how you're managing it. There's many different components to it. So that's knowledge that can be shared. Just like I mentioned in the first part of the show, even on our first day of opening, someone came in and wanted to know, how did we do it? Again, that's knowledge. Okay, so you can pass down that. A second way to play the bigger game is to write. Write about what it is that you do, or create books about anything in your business. What's your strength in your business, and how did you find people? How did you make the magic happen? Again, writing your stories is very, very powerful. Blogging, putting things on your website. I know for me, this seemed very overwhelming in the beginning when people kept telling me I should be a writer. They kept telling me I should be a writer because people loved my stories. And I literally would freeze every time somebody told me I should write. And somebody said to me one day, because I kept saying, no, it's not for me, it's not for me. And yet people kept saying, but I think you'd be amazing at it. And I realized the reason why I was holding myself back was because of my grammar. I have stories. I don't have the best grammar out there. And so when I try to write things, my sentence structure isn't very good. My sentences tend to run on and on. If you do follow my personal Facebook page, you'll see that. I don't have anybody editing that. I do have an assistant who helps me with all my blogs and my writing and stuff on my professional page and anything putting on my website. But as far as my personal Facebook page, that's me. So you get to hear what's going on in my life every single day. Now, with something like that, that's what was holding me back. And someone said, then all you need to do is just hire someone to fix your grammar. And so I jumped the gun and I started looking at a ghostwriter. And I was getting really, really frustrated with these ghostwriters because they were charging a lot of money. They didn't seem to know anything about me. It was just like, I can do what you want. Here's my fee. And I found it very cold. Like, they didn't want to know anything about me. And I thought, well, how can you represent me in writing if you really don't connect with me or if you don't understand me? Because let's face it, if someone doesn't have the same viewpoints or the same way of thinking that you do, I don't know how they're going to write that. I don't know how your story comes out. So I turned that away. And so I was struggling with that. And someone just said to me, no, I think for what it is that you want to do, like your first book, writing your memoirs, that maybe you just need to hire someone who can fix your grammar. That solved all of my problems right then and there. It was like magical again. So sometimes it's just change what you're thinking. And that's what I talk about in the intro of my radio show, is that sometimes it's what we're thinking or feeling or a judgment about ourselves that's preventing us from moving forward in our business. Okay. So again, it was really powerful, and it was actually a customer that gave me that guidance. It was just somebody saying to me, you don't need to do it all. Again, that's part of delegation, thinking we have to do it all, because as an entrepreneur, that's how we start out. And we start out by doing everything. And so it becomes very difficult when we have to start letting go of things, because when you've been doing it all yourself, you have control over things and you can trust yourself. And when you got to let go, that's the reality. That's the big issue that's coming up, is trust. And also trusting, for me, it was also having faith in that the right people would show up for me. And you don't always have to go for the first person or whatever it is that comes along. So very, very powerful for me. Again, it's an emotional component that is coming up. And so that really helped me when I was able to do that. Okay, some of the next things I want to talk about is speaking. So when you want to play the bigger game in your business and you want to be actually serving more people, if you're in the health and wellness industry, writing and speaking almost go hand in hand. And I was very fortunate to join with a group here in Southern Ontario called Mo Mondays, which is all about motivational speaking. You didn't have to be a professional speaker. They gave you the stage. You're allowed to go out there. They do a bit of coaching, and they help you get over those fears and to really share your stories in an authentic way, to really be vulnerable up on stage. There's no fee, and they are now in the States and in other parts of the world. And I was really grateful for finding this, because I had literally written down in my journal that day that this was the next step for me in my business when it was last fall. And within an hour, I got a message on Facebook saying, come to this event. And sure enough, it was exactly what I was looking for. And so it turned out that I was asked to help volunteer, to help run a local branch here not far from my home. So again, I learned a lot, and volunteering is something that you can do where it doesn't have to take up your entire day, your entire week, but you choose how much time you can offer, and you learn the insides. You learn, what's going on and how things work. So it's very, very powerful. I've actually had the pleasure of volunteering in my community for many years, and I actually gave up volunteering to run my business in 2008. So it's been quite a while. But again, it's very, very powerful what you can learn. So when you're out there speaking, there's lots of places you can speak. Yes, I know you can take courses. I've taken some other speaking courses as well over the years. And at some point, you just got to get out there and you just got to start doing it. You might have to do a few that are free, that you're not going to get paid, or you find places where you can speak where you're not speaking for a long time, where you can get some feedback from some people and to find out what you're really passionate about speaking. Because a lot of times people call themselves speakers, but I don't feel the passion when they're speaking. So if you can get someone to help you figure that out, again, that's a part of my business intimacy programs, where I zone in on what your expertise is in your life and who you truly are. I look at your archetypes. And when you understand yourself a little bit better, it's like somebody unlocks the key for you. And I've had people give me testimonials saying that, yes, I unleash something, and then it's sometimes we just can't see ourselves. And I honestly believe that we're not meant to see ourselves. We're not meant to see always our good and our bad sometimes too. Just recently with myself, I've been working with my business partner here, and as we've now been working together one-on-one, we're starting to see our strengths and weaknesses in each other, and it's fair game. As long as we can get to that win-win, it's all good. At least we're openly talking about it and communicating about what's coming up for us and seeing the good and the bad. Because let's face it, I'm human and I'm not Superwoman. I'm not perfect. But I need to honor that and to honor that the same in my partner. It's like a relationship, and that's where I feel that even in my intimacy programs, that the issues that are coming up for you in your business, working with your clientele or your customers or your partners, are the same issues that are showing up in your personal relationships. And so when you can define what's really going on, you're going to see all aspects of your life blossoming. So it's really a beautiful thing to experience. Okay, so I just want to remind you, if you do want to check out the company here in Canada, which I say is now in the States as well, please go to the website momondays.com. I actually did a radio show in the spring where I did some work with the actual president of Mo Mondays. His name was Michelle Naray. He was on my show, and I've also had some other people on the show as well. They were affiliated with Mo Mondays, so it's a great venue to check out if it's near you. So momondays.com. Again, go into some speaking venues, go to places where you can find some free places to speak and find out, if there's a passion inside of you about what you love to talk about. And if you can't find it, remember, you can contact me. Go to my website, tammeronsplace.com, and I can help you out there as well. And if you do mention the show, just want to remind you, you do get 10% off of that in Canadian funds. All right, so it's that time for my second commercial already. It just seems to fly by. So what I'm going to do is take it now, and when I get back, I'm going to talk a little bit more about some of the emotional work that we need to do, some things that might be coming up for you if you find you can't move forward in your business, and I'm going to refer to the Bach Flower remedies because people love this information. All right, so stay tuned for more after the break.
Have you friended us on Facebook yet? Why not? Just go to facebook.com/Voice America or search for the keywords Voice America. Once you are part of our Facebook network, you'll receive daily messages about what's happening with our shows, this week's featured guests, and new happenings at the Voice America Talk Radio Network. And you can add your voice to the always active discussions on our timeline. Just go to facebook.com/Voice America or search for Voice America.
Do you feel that you are in the right industry of serving others, yet you are not attracting as many clients as you would like? Magic happens when anyone brands their true self as the forefront of their business. I am currently looking for entrepreneurs who know they have a calling, yet feel as though something is missing. Yes, sometimes we're in our business every day that we can't see our own gifts and uniqueness, and that is where I come in. My gift as an entrepreneur is that I was struggling with the same issue, so I hired other business coaches to help me see what I couldn't. It was an enduring, difficult self-discovery, but it was well worth it. It catapulted me to capture my talents and use them to help other entrepreneurs. And here's how I can help you in a way that is so unique, authentic, and super fun. I am looking for guests to be live on my radio show who are willing to share what they feel is their biggest problem in their business. And I will help you figure out what is the core issue and catapult your business forward. Contact me, Tammeron, through my host page on Let's Figure It Out Intimately on the Empowerment Channel now.
You need to live up to your full potential. You've heard that for years, but now there's a channel to help you get there. Introducing the Voice America Empowerment Channel. Our listeners have told us that they want to be motivated, hear about success stories, and positive encouragement around the clock. And we've responded to you. The Voice America Empowerment Channel is the home of the world's top life coaches, entrepreneurs, and success experts. Listen to the Voice America Empowerment Channel. It's here at voiceamericaempowerment.com.
The future of online TV is here. View exclusive content from your favorite talk radio hosts and new programs that you can't see anywhere else. Visit voiceamerica.tv today.
You've tuned into Let's Figure It Out Intimately with your host, Tammeron. Want to be a guest live on her show? Email Tammeron at figureitoutlive.com. If you'd like to call into today's program, please call us at 1-888-346-9141. That's 1-888-346-9141. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. This is Tammeron. You're listening to Let's Figure It Out Intimately here, and the title of today's show is called Learn to Let Go in Your Business. So it's true, you got to let go maybe sometime what's not working in your business to play the bigger game, or you've got to let go of that time you're spending on the little things so that you can delegate, bring more people in to do that stuff, and move on to do some bigger stuff, all right? And I honestly believe just what I've learned in the past is that bigger stuff really is your marketing. It's getting out there. You can't wait for your clients to come to you. You got to go to them. You got to go find places where people will promote you, sponsor you, honor you, and send people to your doorstep. And social media and everything is great. It does work, but I still believe that the person that, meeting someone one-on-one, they can see you, they can sense you, find out what you're really passionate about, and they follow you. All right, they come to you. All right, so we're going to talk about some of the emotional things right now, because again, this is my favorite topic to talk about, is what emotions come up for people. And I love to refer to remedies, because this is how I work with a lot of people in my workshops as well. I hear what's going on in their business, because again, like I say, I learn from myself and I learn from other people, and I'm not perfect, and there are days when I have my ups and downs too. And one of the reasons why people really are stuck is they can't let go of the past. And, when you can't let go of victim stories in your head about other things in your personal life, you're going to find that you can't let go in your business as well. So I'm going to describe a remedy, which is called honeysuckle. It comes from the plant of honeysuckle. And it talks about the qualities that people might have when they're in a negative state, so that we can see that and use that information to help us move forward. So again, we have to honor that dark side. We have to honor the negative in us so that we can find the positive, because we're not always in a positive state. We move just like, oceans, water, waves, and it's normal to have this. But when you can learn how to move through them to get to the other side, that's when you have power. Okay? It's not to feel the guilt or the shame of having these negative things. It's knowing that they exist and to honor it, because you can see your life from a different perspective. All right? So again, here we go with honeysuckle. It talks about here. Okay, the qualities in somebody. Capacity to live in the present moment. Oh, these are the positive things that can be if we move through the negative part. Okay, so the capacity to live in the present moment, the ability to learn from past mistakes, and the freedom in life from the bonds of the past. You can have a transformation. There's a sense of maturity, communion, inner softness, and the ability to relinquish what has been much beloved. So it says here, indicated for those who are physically alive in the present but spiritually stuck in the past, so that they lack inner flexibility. There is a refusal on the part of the physical self to be guided by the spirit toward new development, so that it remains anchored in the past and lives in a melancholy regret and nostalgia. People who respond to honeysuckle dream of past events with their eyes open, absorbed by memories of things that they have experienced, and out of touch with time, they seem prehistoric beings hurled forcefully into the future, while their modes of feeling and living remain antiquated. They lack the courage to abandon the burden of was for is because they fear new experiences. They collect everything they find on the street and never throw anything away, so that their homes are filled with dusty and useless old objects. Honeysuckle adults refuse to grow up. All right. So that's very, very powerful to understand that. So I want you, if you're listening, I want you to think about that. And is there anything that rang true for you here? You know, are you someone that's in a state in your life where it's like, yeah, I've done this and I've done that. And yeah, it was great. And I want that now. You know, are you happy with what you have now? And if not, what's holding you back? Is it because, you know, there were things in your life that were different? Were the circumstances different? You know, is the circumstances different in your business? You know, do you feel like you can't move forward? Because if you're creating that wall of can't moving forward, then nothing's going to happen again. So if you ask yourself, how can I move forward? Or what opportunities do I need to see instead of the negative, then some ideas might start coming to you. And this is where you need to trust your own intuition. So when you can start asking yourself some of these powerful questions, then the answers are going to come. But if you keep thinking that they don't exist, you're not going to get the answers. This is how powerful the mind is, because I honestly believe we create our life. Just like T. Harv Eker said in his card here, I still have it. Be accountable for everything in your life. So remember, rich people believe that they create their lives, and poor people believe that life happens to them. If you want to be wealthy, you must believe that you're the one causing your success, mediocrity, or your struggle. Okay, so this again is very, very powerful to understand. If you're not happy in your life, it's because of something that you created. It's a way you're thinking about your life. So we need to get you out of that. Again, in my private consultations, which are 90 minutes, I hone in on what's going on emotionally for you in that first 90 minutes. Okay, it's a very, very powerful consultation call. It's 90 minutes, and that can be anything that's happening in your personal life or your business life, because I guarantee it's playing out in all areas of your life, okay? So honeysuckle is a remedy that people tend to need, and I've taken it myself, you know, when you feel like you can't move forward, all right? So if this is resonating with you, I want you to contact me, okay, because I can offer some help for you guys. And again, I can mix the remedy for you, and I can ship it anywhere in Canada and the U.S. If not, I can tell you where to go get it, where it is you live. I can look online for you. I have all that information and teach you how to do it. I have worked with people that way too who'd rather just go buy it themselves, okay? But it's more powerful when I actually mix it and I dilute it with water. So what are the other things that can create us from not moving forward? Is another remedy that refers to some of the emotional things that someone are going to, and that remedy is called walnut. Now, walnut is one of my favorites. I give this a lot to people who actually are highly intuitive, very sensitive people who tend to get very emotional. I find that as people are working in the health and wellness industry, especially people you know, who are very psychic and pick up on a lot of stuff, you're picking up a lot of energies from people. And if you have not learned how to shield yourself, how to shield your body, on an energetic level, you're going to be absorbing all kinds of stuff, okay? So I tend to give this remedy out usually every single time I meet with someone. At some point within the first 1 or 2 workshops or consultations, I'm giving them walnut, and a lot of people said I've completely changed their life, okay? And this one definitely changed it for me. So walnut is used for a positive. This is the quality that we want to bring out in someone: the freedom from external influences, the shattering of the chains that bind one, self-confidence and ease, change and transformation, fulfillment, security, and clarity regarding change undertaken. All right. So again, this can be very, very powerful in your business if you're really ready to move forward and, have that sense of security so that the right people are right there with you, supporting you. You can find those people that you can delegate, and whether you have to subcontract, you got to hire people. Just know that, it's out there. Okay. We're all destined for greatness. So you've got to believe that those people are there. And just because you didn't have people that worked out in the past, don't assume that's the same for the future, okay? Because it's your assumptions of thinking that they're not there are going to stop you from getting what you need, all right? Because they are there. They're right there. It's your belief, okay? So who's going to need this? People, like I said, are hypersensitive and easily influenced, incapable of breaking the bonds that imprison their wills and lull to sleep any desire for change, growth, and renewal. Whenever they must make a major decision in life, they feel bound hand and foot to the memories, the influences, and the biases of the past. They hesitate to flout accepted convention and live forever according to their parents' expectations because they are still influenced by their opinions and judgments. And such chronological adults are actually still children very much in need of guidance. Walnut is useful to persons in the process of giving birth to a new life who have chosen to make the decisive move, but who are not completely free since they perceive the ties that bind them to the past. They want to start from scratch, but their feet are still planted on the shore of the old world. It is hard for them to accede to the new, to throw themselves freely toward physical or psychic renewal. They are unable to muster the force, the vitality, and the courage to do so. All right? So, if that sounds like you, I've been there myself. We've got a lot of ideas, a lot of things we want to do, and it's very, very hard to move forward if your surrounding family and friends are not there supporting you. Okay, it's not that they don't love you. It's because they don't understand what it is you're doing, your choices. And so when you've got your own self-confidence, your own value system that you can feel secure with, you're going to be able to move forward and to still honor the opinions of the people that are around you, because we can't please everybody. There's no such thing. You got to trust your instinct. You got to do what you need to do. And you know what? You move forward. And if you make some mistakes along the way, hey, no problem. Get up and do something different. I know for me, I've made a million mistakes, but at least I can say, hey, I made a mistake. What did I learn from it? How can I move forward? All right. So it's a very, very powerful way to have this in your business. So it's almost that time for my last break. I'm going to share the very last one, and I'm going to share a book with you that I feel is very, very powerful for entrepreneurs. Again, it's on my website. So I'm going to share Star of Bethlehem when we get back from the next break, and I'll talk about it a little bit at the end of the show. But if you've got a few minutes and you want to check out an amazing book, I've sold lots of copies. You can order it through my website on tammeronsplace.com. Is The Life You Were Born to Live. Okay, it's the guide to finding your life purpose. It's written by a man by the name of Dan Millman. He's the author of The Way of the Peaceful Warrior. So that's a famous book that was written years ago. This book is based on your numerology. So I just love all the fascinating stuff about astrology and numerology. And it blows my mind how detailed and how bang on this book actually is. So basically you just figure out your numerology and it tells you what your actual life purpose is. And if I got some time at the end of the show, I'm going to share mine, because it is so true for me that it's just empowering to read this stuff. So again, it's called The Life You Were Born to Live, a guide to finding your life purpose by Dan Millman. So again, you can find that through my website on my online store page at tammeronsplace.com. So I'm going to take a break, and when I get back, I'm going to share that last remedy with you.
When you make decisions, do you ever find yourself in doubt? Are you trying to figure out what's right with you? Are you ready to truly change your life? Listen for the Access Consciousness radio show with the founders of Access Consciousness, Gary Douglas and Dr. Dane Here. Consciousness is all about including everything and judging nothing. Our program will help you break free from your personal limitations and enhance positive change in all areas of your life. Tune in to Access Consciousness, Thursdays at 2 p.m. Pacific, 5 p.m. Eastern on Voice America Empowerment.
Do you feel that you are in the right industry of serving others, yet you are not attracting as many clients as you would like? Magic happens when anyone brands their true self as the forefront of their business. I am currently looking for entrepreneurs who know they have a calling, yet feel as though something is missing. Yes, sometimes we're in our business every day that we can't see our own gifts and uniqueness, and that is where I come in. My gift as an entrepreneur is that I was struggling with the same issue, so I hired other business coaches to help me see what I couldn't. It was an enduring, difficult self-discovery, but it was well worth it. It catapulted me to capture my talents and use them to help other entrepreneurs. And here's how I can help you in a way that is so unique, authentic, and super fun. I am looking for guests to be live on my radio show who are willing to share what they feel is their biggest problem in their business. And I will help you figure out what is the core issue and catapult your business forward. Contact me, Tammeron, through my host page on Let's Figure It Out Intimately on the Empowerment Channel now.
Follow us on Twitter at VoiceAmericaTRN. Get the lowdown on guests, new shows, and your favorites. That's VoiceAmericaTRN.
You've tuned into Let's Figure It Out Intimately with your host, Tammeron. Want to be a guest live on her show? Email Tammeron at figureitoutlive.com. If you'd like to call into today's program, please call us at 1-888-346-9141. That's 1-888-346-9141. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. This is Tammeron, and you're listening to the last part of my show here on Voice America. Let's Figure It Out Intimately. So today the title was Learn to Let Go in Your Business. It's really powerful when you can get to this stage. It's very scary at first. I know I've been there myself. I've had my ups and downs of delegating and what to do next and where do I go and what do I do, and it's really scary when you're an entrepreneur for the first time, so I get it. So just before the last break, I was talking a little bit about what are some of the emotional things that come up for people, and I'm referring to the Bach flower remedies and how by just taking a remedy that it can help you rebalance these negative emotions that we have. I'm a certified teacher of Bach flower remedies. I do honor these in my consultations, so they do come with a 90-minute consultation. They are not extra if you choose to have it or not, all right? So, but a lot of times why things are not happening in your life is because of emotional things that are coming up. So it's very exciting when you can see this within yourself and allow yourself to move forward. So the first two remedies I talked about already were the remedy of honeysuckle in walnut. And the last one I'm going to talk about is called Star of Bethlehem. Now, again, all these natural remedies come from the vibration of plants that grow around the world, very specifically in certain parts of North America, Europe. And a lot of these flowers I talk about in walnut, it's the walnut tree and honeysuckle that grows here in southern Ontario, and Star of Bethlehem. I don't know where it grows. I believe Europe and North America, it says here in the book. Oh, in Newfoundland. So it looks like a pretty flower. But I love the energy of this one. It's one of my favorites. It's a powerful remedy. So one of the positive qualities we have here is the freedom from traumatic influences originating in the past. Now, I'm going to stop right there before I talk about that. You know, when a lot of people say to me, I've never had trauma, trauma is very, very different for different people. Trauma could be literally the loss of a job, the change in a relationship. It could even be, witnessing a trauma. Witnessing an accident or finding out about something that's happening that are people that are close to you. It doesn't necessarily have to be you, because it does affect your influence of how you see the world. And so we don't realize how these experiences are actually considered trauma. So if you've had number of traumas in your life that have never been dealt with. And this is what happened to me. I realized that all these traumas were actually causing a lot of anxiety within myself. And so I was finding it very difficult to make decisions many years ago. So when I was introduced to these remedies, they worked within days, and I just loved it. And I just, they can still be used along with medication if you're on medication. They don't interact. There's no side effects. You can look online for more information, BACH, Bach Flower Remedies, or you can contact me again. So it's a powerful way to use this stuff. So when we've had a lot of trauma, you might be holding on to a lot of that in your life, okay? And I love it when people can move forward. So that's one of them. So reorientation after a shock, like I said, reawakening, peace and serenity in the midst of chaos, a rebirth, finding your inner vitality, getting some inner healing, or dissolution of pain linked to a physical and psychic trauma. Okay, so this one's indicated for people who feel blocked in their expression and uneasy in certain situations without knowing why. Whether or not they are aware of it, a past trauma is still alive in them, manifesting itself in emotional and physical paralysis and causing aches and pains in the muscles and the joints. Certain parts of the body refuse to work properly and throw off the whole system. Then these individuals feel off balance, as though without a hand, shoulder, or knee, suffering from an energetic block that prohibits their harmonious flow of energy throughout the body. They feel anesthetized in certain areas. All the traumas of life, from birth and weaning to surgery, car accidents, miscarriages, divorce, dismissal, and the first day of school, can be eased by the use of just taking this remedy. Again, I love it, and it's called Star of Bethlehem. So with this one, it's very, very powerful. Again, you can mix and match remedies. You don't necessarily take one. In most cases, you are taking more than one, and you're building a composite remedy. So in my opinion, if all of these things resonated with you, I would be creating a remedy which contained all three: honeysuckle, walnut, and Star of Bethlehem. And by doing that, you can really move forward in your business. And you can let go of things of the past. You can feel safe and secure. And you can sort of get out of that victim mentality and say, okay, I can learn from my mistakes, or I can learn from even other people's things, or the woe me story, the victim story. Okay? Especially if you're speaking and you're writing, you got to make sure you're not telling those victim stories, because no one wants to hear it. Okay, people are only going to put up with it for so long. So you've got to tell some very powerful stories. So you've got to get into your vulnerability if you're sharing knowledge, and if you want to be teaching, you've got to be sharing the ups and downs. That's my opinion, because it's not all peachy keen. It's not all rosy. So if you're giving people the tools on how to get in and out of things, you got to pass down more knowledge. Okay. And share how you did it. Okay, so there's lots of information that can be out there for you guys. So the last thing I want to talk a little bit about tonight before I close my show is this book, like I said, The Life You Were Born to Live by Dan Millman. And when you look at your numerology, I'm just going to share mine, because my life's purpose talks about, for me specifically, as I'm going to get to the right page here, is understanding my abundance and power, the vision and acceptance, and the cooperation in the balance in my life. Okay, so I'm just going to share some of the positive and the negatives, because we're getting so close to the ending here. So again, you can go to my website, tammeronsplace.com, hit the online store button, and this book is there. All right, so people like me, the positive things about me: with our high standards and vision, these individuals make good money doing what they enjoy, serving other people. I love to serve people. They feel a sense of balanced inner power in their relationships, in their work, and in their life. And out of a sense of expansive abundance, they can hold on or let go as they appropriate without the need to manipulate or control others. They maintain the sense of fairness and integrity and serve as a positive and uplifting influence in the world, using their power and position to help others, perhaps through philanthropy. They hold money in recognition in perspective, focusing on their higher purpose. Now, my negative is that if you're unassertive, these individuals feel timid, invisible, and ignored. And I've gone through phases of that myself. Deeply frustrated in their own endeavors, they resent rich people due to their own negative beliefs about money. And they find it difficult to get along with others or to form relationships, and they get into power struggles unless the lines of authority are clearly defined. And over controlling perfectionists, they are critical of others, especially those who don't show them respect. They undervalue themselves and their work, judging themselves against unrealistically high standards, and they refrain from taking on challenges in the material world. And they not only avoid the fast lane, but they don't even get on the highway. All right. So again, that was mine. So for me, knowing that I have this negativity, if I get out of balance, I can take the remedies, or I can just speak to someone to find out what's holding me back. So having tools like this in your toolkit, books that can really help you understand it and help you move forward, it's really, really powerful, even in your business. Okay. So exciting stuff. So it is that time, and I want to thank you so much for taking that time out of your day to spend it with me. I hope you've resonated in some way, or you feel compelled to listen again to the recorded version or share it with your friends. Always remember that my life is the same as yours. I'm not perfect, but I just love to share my stories of challenges, and I genuinely want us all to become successful so we can live happier and more fulfilling lifestyles. It requires courage, communication, and most of all, some fun. And no matter what we need or feel we need, I believe it can be accomplished in a comfortable, relaxing, and safe place, just like right here. So remember, come back again next week for another great show with me, Tammeron, on Let's Figure It Out Intimately. So cheers for now.
Thank you again for listening to Let's Figure It Out Intimately. Please join Tammeron again next Wednesday at 6 p.m. Eastern, noon Pacific on the Voice America Empowerment Channel. Let's figure it out intimately. Again.
And best of all, it's free. Start out by going